So the GET request and the POST request are going to be handled in two very, very different ways. The POST request is incredibly difficult. Previously in Python and PHP, we haven't really bothered. POST and GET have looked very much similar, just a case of changing the word POST to GET and so forth. But now we are going to be looking at it in detail and as it really is. It's actually called a HTTP request, and the information is sent in a request header. So there's quite a bit of programming to go to manage to put the parameters into the header in a POST request. However, the GET request is pretty straightforward, as we can see on this line. It's just a case of having the question mark and then your key value pairs. So we can actually build the string and just send the string for our purposes. So that's what we're going to do with the GET request. We're not going to do anything special other than building a string. So let's get rid of this. What I'm going to do is actually keep the question mark because it's going to be a GET request. And I'm just going to set up a couple of variables just to make sure it works. So I'm going to have my, well, first of all I need to say it's a string. I'm going to call it parameter key, and I'm going to set that equal to last name and with the equal sign on the end. So that's the first part of my parameters. I could have included that inside here, inside the request. I could have just typed last name equals because I've only got one parameter. However, when we've got more parameters, maybe in the way we build the string, it's going to be a little bit different. But the value I do not expect to hard code. So the parameter value, I'm expecting to pick that up from a box on the screen, which we shall build shortly. But for the time being, I'm just going to hard code this just to make sure that everything's working as it should be before we put a box on the screen to accept the input, so that when we press enter it then sends the information. So this is the hard coded version. Everything seems to be fine. All we need to do is sort of concatenate this string. So I'm going to add there the parameter key, and then I'm going to add after that the parameter value, and I've built my string. So if I now run that program, we should again get the details of Jane Smith, I think it was, coming through. So just waiting for it to launch. And there we go. So if I press it, there we go, we've got Jane Smith, it works. So we're going to continue with this GET request. What I'm going to do now is actually add an item to the screen, so I can actually type in some details and then pick those details up ready for passing into here. Notice also that I created them in the on-click listener. When the button was clicked, I did not create them in the do in background method. We will be dealing with all of the POST requests in the do in background method, but we won't be dealing with the GET requests there.